Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with a subscriber requested video. So I had somebody recently ask me to test some Ajmal fragrances. And it's funny because I was like, oh gosh, I don't have any full bottles of Ajmal, but I went through all of my samples, which is, I have a ridiculous amount of samples. Like so many, I don't even like to talk, like an entire bottom shelf, like 3 cubbies full of bags loaded full of samples. But anyways, I went through all of them to see what I had, and I actually have 5 different I've got 5 different Ajmal fragrances here. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a video with these. I can tell you right from the start that what I do know about these fragrances is none of them stuck with me enough to want to buy a full bottle of them. Some of them I straight up didn't like, or I think at least one of them I just really didn't like because it had that kind of metallic musk thing going with it. But I thought, let's go through these. We'll go through each one. We'll talk about them. We'll see if any of these are clones for any others, because apparently there are supposed to be some good clones for other fragrances in here. Which I'm not very familiar with. So let's just go through it and we'll learn together. Okay, so what I can tell you is I do remember Shine. I remember this one being just a little bit too, it was a little too much for me. It was too fruity. It was just a little bit too much of everything for me. So this one has got strawberry and pomegranate. It's got some floral notes, lily of the valley, peony, and then supposedly it's got some powdery notes in the base. That's one thing. It's got some cedar in the base, and it's like a synthetic cedar note. As much as I love everything else about it, there's something about that synthetic cedar in the base that bothers me. If that were toned down just a little bit more, I think I would really love this. It would kind of remind me of my Montal Rose Elixir fragrance. It does get compared to, on Fragrantica, this one does get compared to Christian Dior Absolutely Blooming. And I do think that it does smell similar to Absolutely Blooming, for sure. And it's even a little bit richer smelling than Absolutely Blooming. I don't know. I'm going to need to go back and try this one on my hand. Yeah, in fact, let me do that now, because I do love Absolutely Blooming, and now that I'm smelling this and seeing that it gets compared to that, it really is reminding me of Absolutely Blooming. And this is I think Shine is pretty inexpensive. I think, in fact, let me look it up for you real quick. Let me see how much this goes for on FragranceNet. So yeah, this is, even with just a 25% off coupon, this is $26.99 for a bottle. And it really does smell like Absolutely Blooming. It also gets compared to a version of La Vie Belle. I think it smells much more like Absolutely Blooming than La Vie Belle. So I'm really happy to be revisiting these actually, because sometimes I can't trust my first impressions. And then I'll go off of my first impression and I'll dismiss it. And a lot of times I don't ever come back around to them. So I'm really, really happy that I am coming back around to these. Because yes, I feel confident telling you that this is a really good alternative to Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. And I think that one is being discontinued. And if it is, this would be a great alternative to it. And on my skin, the florals and the fruits, as well as the powdery notes, are much more prominent than the cedar is. Yeah, than the cedar at all. Like, I'm not getting a bunch of the cedar like I was getting it on the paper. This is actually really, really gorgeous. I might need to rethink getting a bottle of this. Seriously, this one is actually really beautiful. It really is. And I've got Absolutely Blooming. Let me see here. Okay, I've got Absolutely Blooming right here. So let me just go ahead and spray this on my other hand. Ooh, it's very, very similar. It's very similar. Now, the Absolutely Blooming isn't quite as fruity smelling as Shine is. And it's not quite as powdery smelling as Shine is. but they're very, very similar. Very similar. So I think we just found a dupe, you guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Ajmal Shine is a really good alternative to Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. Yeah, it's a really good, like I said, it's maybe just a touch sweeter, and maybe the fruits are just a little bit more prominent in the shine. But I think in the deep dry down, they're gonna smell really, really similar. Yeah, they're gonna definitely smell very, very much the same. So yeah, that is Ajmal Shine. That's actually a winner. I'm so glad I revisited that. If somebody hadn't have requested me to talk about Ajmal fragrances, I would have never revisited this. And I'm very, very happy that I did. See, and I don't even think that I tested this on my skin when I got this. I think I just tested it on the paper, got that overwhelming synthetic cedar in the base, and kind of wrote it off. When on skin, it is beautiful. Wow, and for $26, and you could probably find a better coupon than that too. You could probably find a 30 or 35% off coupon and get it for closer to like $22 maybe. So anyways, that's a good one. That's Ajmal Shine. That's a winner. If you like Absolutely Blooming from Miss Dior, I think you would really, really enjoy this fragrance. It is very, very similar. That's a good one. Okay, next we have one called Violet Musk. Now, I remember really not caring for this one when I sprayed it on paper. When I got it and sprayed it. Now, we're gonna see though, this one gets compared to a very expensive fragrance from Boudica the Victorious called Divine. And yeah, this one again is called Violet Musk. And this is a violet fragrance. It's a pretty heavy violet fragrance. Now, this does have other florals in the middle. It's got Lily of the Valley. It's got rose. Oh, gosh. It's got white amber in the base, as well as musk and more violet. So this one is definitely like a... Gosh, this one is really, really beautiful. I don't know what's wrong with me, why I wrote these fragrances off. Sometimes though, when I got these Ajmal fragrances, I think what was happening is I was filming haul videos, and those were the days that I was getting huge bags of samples, and I was sniffing them one right after another, and I wasn't really taking the time to really smell them and really understand and process in my brain what I was smelling. But now that I'm sitting here taking the time, I can smell the violet, I can smell the white amber, I can smell the white musk, I can smell the rose. There's a slight powderiness to this one. But this is super warm smelling. This smells like warm, beautiful, clean skin is exactly what this smells like. Oh my gosh, this is another one. I'm gonna need to do a good full wear test with this, which I will definitely update you guys in a what I wore last week video. But I have a feeling I'm going to be in love with this. It is, I'm kind of having an obsession right now with clean, warm, soapy skin scents. And that's exactly what this is. This is clean, warm skin. Clean, warm, slightly sweet skin. It's amazing. Thank you so much to the person that made me get these back out, because again, I would have never revisited these. Yeah, the Shine and Absolutely Blooming smell really, really similar. Let me see. I want to let you know how much these are as we go through, because gosh, they've got some really, really nice looking ones on here too. They've got, okay, so this one is definitely much more pricey. Even with the discount, it's $110 a bottle. But if I really love this, I would not Oh my gosh, I would not mind paying it. It smells so beautiful and expensive. Oh my gosh, I will give all of these really good wear tests, and I will let you know how they perform, if I think they're worth the price. I'll definitely update you in a what I wore last week video. I just pulled these a few days ago. I really didn't have time to test all of them before posting a video, but I really did want to get a video up for the person that requested I talk about these. And yeah, this is really eye-opening for me to go through these with you guys. So anyways, yeah, that one is called Violet Musk. It is stunning. I mean, honestly, beautiful. I cannot believe that these have been sitting under my nose this whole time and I have not been paying them any attention. Okay, this next one, this is another one I remember not really liking, or I don't know, not thinking much about it when I hauled it. So this one is called Serenity in Me, and I think this is one of the more recent ones that I've picked up. Okay, so this one is not on Fragrantica, so I can't tell you if it's supposed to smell like something else unless I recognize it myself, which I'm really not the best at. Like, admittedly, I am not the best at recognizing fragrances, because even the slightest little nuance in something can throw me. I'm not one of those people that can smell something and be like, oh yeah, that smells just like so-and-so. In fact, I'm one of those people that'll pick out the slightest difference and my brain will not make the connection. Like, I'm a weird person. Okay, yeah, I remember not loving this one. So this says that this is a sweet, musky, and balsamic ambery fragrance. This does remind me of something. This one's pretty. It's light. I think I'm going to spray this one on my skin just because I feel like that's the problem with a lot of these, is that I tested them on paper and I feel like you really need to get these on your skin. They need the warmth of your skin to really kind of bloom. Yeah. This reminds me of something. It almost reminds me... Gosh, it almost reminds me of that old Karl Lagerfeld fragrance, Sun, Moon, and Stars. I'm almost getting Sun, Moon, and Stars vibes from this. Yeah, and especially on my skin. This is not one, it's nice. It's definitely, it's a pretty fragrance. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not one that I would, and it is warm. It definitely does have this kind of musky warmth to it, but there's nothing that I don't know. There's just nothing special about it. It does smell like something, but not, I don't know. It's just not, it's not special smelling at all to me. It's not nearly anything like the first two that we just talked about. I remember not being super impressed with this one when I first smelled it, and I'm still not super impressed with it. So yeah, this isn't one that I would like recommend, but with that being said, I think if you like fragrances like Black Opium that are kind of slightly sweet, kind of slightly musky, that kind of dry down to not, and don't project a whole lot. If you like fragrances like that, I think you would really like this. It's just not my cup of tea. So yeah, that one is called Serenity in Me. That one is not the best. It's not bad. I think it's quite safe too for being like a warm, kind of slightly darker fragrance. Okay, the next one we have is called Delight, and this one I also remember not being super impressed with. This one says that it is a fruity, floral, woody, musky, ambery fragrance. Okay, this is reminding me of something straight away. I'll tell you which one I'm kind of slightly obsessed with is this Violet Musk one. It's $110, but I think if I test that and I fall in love with it, it's $110 I would spend in a hot minute. Okay, Delight. This reminds me of something. Gosh, of course they don't have any notes. I can't find notes for this anywhere. I'll find them somewhere when I go to post this. or when I edit this. This is like a light, very, very slightly sweet, fresh, slightly musky floral. I'm getting a very distinct floral in this. I just can't pinpoint what floral it is. It's slightly sweet. It smells almost like lily or maybe even, yeah, it's not lilac. I want to say it smells like a lily or something like that. I'll have the notes on the screen. I'll find them somewhere. This is beautiful. This is a really beautiful, fresh, crisp, slightly musky floral. It's really, really gorgeous. Would I run out and buy a bottle of this? Probably not. I usually don't gravitate towards fragrances like this, but it is a stunning floral, and it does smell like something else. It does smell like something to me. I just cannot put my finger on it. It almost gives me L'Eau d'Izzy vibes, just slightly, just the floral aspect of it and the freshness. Really, really beautiful. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Would I want a full bottle of it? Probably not. I wouldn't reach for it all that often, but I think that anybody would be really happy with this. It is quite beautiful, and it's inexpensive. It's like $31 or something with a discount on Fragrance Net, so definitely affordable. Really, really pretty. Okay, and then the last one we have is called Dawn. Yeah, that serenity in me, it's getting stronger as it's drying down on my skin, so it might not be as soft as I think. Okay, this one is supposed to be a fresh citrus, floral, and woody musk. Yeah, this one I remember really not. This is tuberose, I'm pretty sure, but it's not really. Yeah, so this is like a citrusy, bubblegummy tuberose. Something about how the citruses are playing with the tuberose is throwing my nose off. It almost gives it a little bit of a hairspray quality. I really get like a hairspray vibe from it, and it's something to do with how the citruses are playing with the tuberose. Yeah, I remember really, really not enjoying this one at all. If you really, really love tuberose, I think you may like this one. Yeah, I really get hairspray from this one because of the citrus and the tuberose and how they're mixing. Yeah, I'm really, really not a fan of this one. I remember thinking that too when I first got this one. So of these, I think the winners are definitely Violet Musk for sure. This is amazing. This smells very niche. It smells very expensive. And Ajmal Shine, I think if you love Christian Dior, or if you love Dior, Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming, I think you would really, really like this. It's a beautiful, yeah. Gosh, and it wears better than Miss Dior. This one, something about it is smoother and it's wearing better than the Miss Dior. So if you are a fan of Miss Dior, I think you would really like this one, and I think you might even like it better. If you want a really beautiful niche quality scent, this Violet Musk is amazing. These are two that I'm going to be looking into full bottles for myself for sure. And then this one, the Serenity in Me, I think I'm liking it a lot more as it dries down on my skin. I'm definitely getting Black Opium or old Karl Lagerfeld Sun, Moon, and Stars vibes, leaning much more towards Sun, Moon, and Stars. That's really what it reminds me of. It's actually really nice, and it's deepening up and becoming even stronger on my skin. So this is one that I'm kind of on the fence about. This could go either way. I could end up really loving this or end up just kind of letting it go, but that one's definitely, it's worth keeping out and really testing. These two, they're okay. If I had to choose between these two, I would choose Delight any day. Delight is really, really pretty. If I were more into fragrances like this, I would really love this one. I'm just not the biggest fan of just like straight florals in general, but it is a really pretty one. And then Dawn, I just don't like. There's something weird about this one. The way that the tuberose and the citruses play together it makes it smell like hairspray to me. There's just something really, really not nice about this one. So yeah, anyways, guys, those are 5 Ajmal fragrances that I had. I'm so glad I pulled them out and revisited them. Let me know if there are any of them that you really want a good full wear test on and you want me to report back with everything about it, how I liked it, if it's worth buying, how it performs, all of that. I'll definitely test the 2 that I really, really like. I will probably test Serenity and Me. The other 2, I don't know that I want to give them like a full body wear test, but I will definitely spray them on my hand and test them on skin. But yeah, and I will give you guys a few updates on those. But anyways, I do hope that this was somewhat helpful for you. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.